morning, it's Kelsey and welcome to another tea time. Today I have got a technique that I really want to share with you guys that I have been using that helps to limit self-sabotage. So it's obviously normal for all of us to have desires and goals that we want to work towards and achieve for our own inner fulfillment. So in order to achieve our goals, we must first think and feel in alignment with them goals, or it's going to be a lot harder to come in. For example, if I always feel that I'm not worthy, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to bring in my goals because I just don't think that I can have them. So I sort of close that off before I've even begun. And then it creates this sort of misaligned mismatch. Now, this is why the subconscious beliefs that we hold are so important, because they actually create the narrative in which we live our life and the way that we operate without even really realizing it. So it actually holds so much power. Depending on the beliefs that we hold impacts the way that we see, feel and experience the world around us. For example, if I believe that I can achieve anything and I'm so open-minded to everything, my brain is more likely to start scanning and seeing opportunities around me, and it collects evidence to support that belief. So your brain always creates and makes evidence to support that. So if you hold the belief that you're not worthy or not good enough, your brain looks for evidence to prove that belief to you, even if that's not true, because you are of course worthy and good enough already. This is because the subconscious likes to operate in what's familiar, what's already known to it. It doesn't really like going out of the comfort zone and doing new things because it perceives it as being unsafe. So your brain and your subconscious mind is only trying to keep you safe by doing this. But of course, if you want to strive forward and achieve your goals and move forward from the position you're already in, of course you want to acknowledge them goals and carry on towards that path. So when you've got these two different parts of your brain voicing different things, one part that wants to go towards your goals, achieve it, it knows it wants to do that. You've got the subconscious part that might be operating on old belief systems that are not aligned with that goal and keep you held back. This could create quite a lot of resistance in the brain and feel quite frustrating and stressful, because it feels like that's just the thoughts get stuck in your head and it feels like you can't go forward. So for example, I have struggled in the past with the belief of feeling like I'm not worthy. So when I go to do a new goal or work on something else, a new project, that belief starts to get louder because you're starting to move beyond your comfort zone. So then it might be very loud saying, you couldn't possibly do that, you're not good enough to do that, you're not as good as other people, or all these things are just absolutely not true. But it does limit you in some ways if you allow it, because it stops you from moving forward and it keeps you stuck. And of course that's not what you want when you're going towards your goal. So the technique that I use, that I have been finding really helpful, I actually name that part of my brain and then thoughts. I give that a separate name outside of me. And what that does is it creates a little bit of distance between my thoughts and that voice. Oh, my nose is itchy today. So I've got this mug here. It's Fizz from the Tweenies. This is a personal joke, but I just love Fizz. So I've decided to name the other voice Bella. So if you know, you know. So sometimes doing that just creates a little bit of a distance between, okay, my supportive voice, I want to go towards my goals, and that voice that says, you could never do that. Just by calling it Bella means that I create a little bit distance and it doesn't feel like that voice is all consuming, because sometimes it can start to take over and feel like it's just too much. So I have a different approach for Bella depending on the day. Sometimes Bella just needs to be told quite firmly, settle down, simmer down, Bella, we're not doing that today. Stop running away with yourself, just nip it in the bud. Other times, Bella needs a little bit more of a gentle approach and an acknowledgement, right? So she needs to be heard. So if I feel that thought comes up, I will acknowledge it and say, yeah, you know what, I know that that's coming up. I will say to myself, I hear you, we're moving forward anyway. nurture that voice, but then carry on to where I want to go. So when the subconscious voice is being heard, it will feel a little bit safer. And by talking to that part of me is sort of signalling to the subconscious that I'm already safe. So the subconscious, like we said, doesn't like going out of its comfort zone. It doesn't want to be anywhere unfamiliar. So just by doing this, she's heard, she can remember that she's safe and that it's safe to carry on and expand. I'll just say to myself, you know what, Bella, be quiet today. We're not doing that. As soon as that voice creeps up, like, I want to try something, but I don't feel good enough. I really want to do this thing, but maybe it's not for me. That's just self-sabotage. Bella, get back in your box. And I found it has actually been really helpful in just creating that distance between myself and that part of my brain that still might operate on a subconscious level. Now, of course, over a period of time, can absolutely reframe the beliefs that you have held in your subconscious. It just takes time, effort, and dedication. That is definitely something that I've noticed as well on my journey. I'm quite aware of what my subconscious believes, and I will make steps to reframe that and create a new belief. However, sometimes the old belief tries to fight against the new one. So it's just a little approach to balance it out whilst you're in that process, okay? And one thing that I really like to do during my coaching is a limiting belief tarot spread, where you go into, in a deeper level, the limiting belief that you've held, the root of it, where it's come from, and then releasing it and moving forward, which I think is so powerful. So if you also notice your brain trying to self-sabotage you with these sort of beliefs coming up, try that technique and I really hope it works for you. Have a great day, bye!